So Bria Hartley is driving in. Sophie Cunningham, or Kelsey Mitchell comes down. Sophie Cunningham overhelps, and Bria Hartley just kind of plows through her leg by the looks of things. She kind of plows through the knee. And Sophie's holding like her patella.
Sophie Cunningham. Oh, man. I got to tell you, this victory, it came with a big price. Bria Hartley, let me just start there because we've got Sophie Cunningham's sister and mother weighing in on the league. And Bria Hartley right here. This is Hartley right here coming in.
To slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls
and she crushes in on the knee of Sophie right here.
She went down hard.
And that was it.
Be honest. If any other team had suffered this ridiculous string of injuries, there'd be federal investigations by now. So why does it feel like the WNBA has a personal vendetta against its biggest star attraction? Stick around, because this conspiracy could derail women's basketball's greatest phenomenon before it even reaches its peak.
As an IndianaFever fan, this absolutely sucks. I mean, first we lose CC. We don't know when she's coming back, if she's coming back. And now this happens to Sophie Cunningham. Are we just cursed?
This is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it.
Caitlin Clark sidelined for 12 straight games with a groin injury that somehow keeps coming back every time she tries to return. Ari McDonald, season-ending foot fracture. Sydney Colson, torn ACL, done for the year. And the Fever? They're barely holding on. Let's be real. Losing 4 key players in one season isn't bad luck. It's sabotage. Most teams might lose 1 starter, maybe 2, across a full season. But Indiana? They're losing players like it's Survivor. And the WNBA just shrugs it off like it's business as usual.
It looked bad. She's going to be done for the year. I don't know how much longer the Indiana Fever can continue to survive with these injuries. I just have to be honest. I got to be real. We lost Sydney Colson to a torn ACL. Ari McDonald, broken bone in her foot. Caitlin Clark has played like 12 games all year or something like that. DeWanna Bonner scammed us. I mean, it's been a complete shit show, to say the least. It's been a shit show. I just got to be honest.
The situation is so bad the Fever had to sign Odyssey Sims on a hardship contract. Not because they wanted her, but because they literally didn't have enough healthy guards to fill a roster. Think about that. The most popular team in women's basketball history has been reduced to emergency signings just to put 5 players on the court. That's not bad luck. That's systematic destruction of the league's golden goose.
I mean, immediately in the game, the refs was just on some ish, bro. Just on something, and y'all know what I always say, man. What if Sophie or somebody was your aunt, your niece, your daughter? You know, you got to put yourself in reality, you know, because she is somebody's daughter, she is somebody's sister, and this is just unfortunate. And those of you who don't think a civil rights investigation need to be brought upon this league is tripping. This civil rights investigation,
pathetic. That's the only word for this. Sophie Cunningham has already been fined 4 times this season for speaking out against refs. And now she's lying on a trainer's table, injured, because those same refs refuse to protect her. The irony would be laughable if it weren't so infuriating. Even her mother went public, accusing opponents of deliberate cheap shots before deleting the post. When families are calling out dirty play, maybe it's time the league listen instead of slapping players with more fines.
Sophie Cunningham lying down, clearly in pain, visible pain, agony, pain, stays down. Got to cut to commercial. The medical staff comes around her. She looks like she walked off on her own accord, but it looked like she walked off in pain on her own accord. Out for the rest of the game. Only played 10 minutes. And that's where Lexi Holm needed to step up, and step up she did. Step up she did.
Caitlin Clark has missed 19 of Indiana's 32 games this season. 19. The very player who brought millions of new fans and billions in value to the WNBA has spent more time watching than playing. And we're supposed to call this coincidence? Her injury list looks like a textbook. Quad strain, groin strain, rain jury after rain jury. This isn't conditioning. It's constant targeting. Even her former coach admitted the scouting report on Clark is to be physical. But there's a difference between competitive defense and the beatdown she's taking. The league is ignoring a dangerous precedent.
Sophie's sister, Lindsay, and her mom, Paula. At WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game, protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you, Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, officially, my two favorite players in this league that I really love to, particularly love to pull for, they're both out now. And it did not look good. No word on that, by the way.
The most damning evidence isn't in the injuries. It's in the league's response. When players call out officiating, they get fined. When coaches demand better protection, they get sanctioned. But when refs swallow the whistle on blatant fouls that leave stars injured, silence. USA Today's Christine Brennan said it best. The WNBA failed to rise to the occasion. Fans are tuning in like never before, and what do they see? Games that look more like demolition derbies in basketball. Yet the league keeps insisting refs are held accountable. Really? Where's the accountability when Clark gets shoved to the ground and it's called a common foul?
Oh, Cunningham is down. My goodness.
You can literally hear her screaming in pain. It's so heartbreaking. Indiana Fever star guard Sophie Cunningham, the enforcer, had a lower leg injury today against the Connecticut Suns.
Here's what the WNBA doesn't want to admit. The Fever's playoff chances have plummeted from 99% down to 87% as injuries keep piling up. They've fallen in the standings and other teams are closing fast. Coincidence? Or exactly what the league wanted? Think about it. Clark exposed how weak the rest of the product looked. Blowout wins, viral highlights, national buzz. That doesn't make the league look balanced. And what better way to fix it than stripping away Indiana's competitive edge? ESPN still project a playoff spot, but every game Clark misses makes that number sink lower.
Lawsuit. It is Sophie as well. It's Sophie as well. Just the amount of calls, the way she's been treated. Watch. I mean, just immediately. First, look at this. Instantly into the game. Instantly. Immediately, Sophie got hammered. They had a target to hurt Sophie. She was targeted by this team for a reason. They wanted to hurt Sophie. They made it their business to hurt Sophie.
Let's trace the timeline. Early season, quad strain, weeks out. She comes back. Mid-season, left groin injury, sidelined again. July, drops 32 points on the defending champs, then re-injures a groin the very next game. By August, she's out again. Then, in one night against Phoenix, McDonald and Colson both suffer season-ending injuries. Now Cunningham joins the list. 4 stars, all taken down in one season, all from the same team. At what point do we stop saying bad luck and start calling it what it really is, targeted dismantling of the league's most valuable franchise?
I told y'all Bria Hartley is a dirty player. She's no different than Dejanay Carrington. It just doesn't get as much publicity because the Connecticut Sun stink. Point blank, period. She's reckless. She injured Sophie Cunningham. It is a travesty. Stephanie White, you better go and you need to be buying Kelsey Mitchell food all week. You need to send her a personal masseuse because she saved your job tonight. Your ass should have been fired if y'all had lost today. Point blank and period. You was horrible. Bro, before you could sneeze, achoo, we was down by 10 plus points in the first quarter.
Lindsay Cunningham's social media rant wasn't just family frustration. It was a direct indictment of the WNBA's priorities. Instead of fixing officiating or protecting players, the league focuses on fining them for telling the truth. Sophie Cunningham has been fined multiple times. even for a TikTok calling refs useless. And every time fans rally behind her, GoFundMe campaigns cover her fines in hours. Petitions demanding accountability rack up signatures overnight. The WNBA's answer? More fines, more silencing, more denial. This isn't discipline. It's a cover-up.
There's only 13 teams in the WNBA. 8 of them go to the playoffs. Not 6, not 4, 8. Over 50% of them go to the playoffs. So when you are supposed to win games that you're supposed to win, you're supposed to just take care of business. I don't care if they lost Caitlin Clark. They still have Kelsey Mitchell. They have Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham. Hope she feels better. Lexi Hall. They have talent on this team. They have enough talent. Howard.
Sophie Cunningham's injury isn't just another name on the list. It's proof the WNBA has lost control. When legends like Candace Parker talk about physicality, that's about normal competitive play. What's happening to the Fever goes way beyond that. This is bias, plain and simple. Certain teams get protection. Others, like Indiana, get punished. The league thought fans would stay quiet. Instead, social media exploded with evidence, hashtags, and outrage. Every fine, every sanction just fuels a fire. The WNBA is proving its critics right, that they care more about control than protecting their stars.
And we have no idea when Caitlin Clark is coming back or if she is coming back at all. Every time that they get asked, they just say TBD. We have no idea what's going on, which is, in my opinion, quite suspicious. You kind of know what is going to happen with an injury. The doctors can give you an estimate. The player can tell you, you know, I'm not really feeling that great. I don't expect to be coming back, but she has been practicing with the team. Maybe she's going to come back for the playoffs and help them get that championship, or at least try to get the championship.
The Indiana Fever entered the season built to win now. Veteran depth, championship expectations. Even Vegas oddsmakers putting them just behind New York and Las Vegas. Cheryl Swoops herself predicted they'd win it all. But instead of competing for a title, they're watching their championship window slam shut. Not because they weren't good enough, but because the league allowed their core to be systematically dismantled.